When I started this business, talked to lots of motorcyclists and they said, we've always wanted a product like this. We don't want to wear all that heavy leather and couture and all the rest of it. We like to look like normal people, but we love motorcycling. And about, 3-6 months later, we started getting phone calls from all the big dealers saying, maybe it's not such a dumb idea. And I think today proves that it really is a great idea.
Absolutely.
That people love riding. They want to look like regular folks. They can turn up at a pub or a cafe or whatever and just look like regular people, dress like regular people, but they know they've got the protection if the worst thing happens. I've got the somewhere the video and the shots of me being dragged out of Calder, because we didn't know that the product really worked, and we thought, well, we've got to try something different to prove it. And so we booked Calder, and it cost an absolute fortune, and I couldn't understand why. And they said it's because of the ambulance. And I said, well, nobody's going to get hurt, are they? And they said, what are you going to do? We said, well, I'm going to get dragged down the main straight to Calder. And they said, well, you're having an ambulance. Anyway, we turned up on the day, and I've still got the photos, and it's got me being dragged behind a car at that stage. In the background, it's got drink, drive, bloody idiot. And a lot of my friends said, not sure about the drink, drive, but you were certainly a bloody idiot.
But 20 years later, I mean, you're still here.
Still here, that's exactly right. When I started selling the product, I started getting lots of emails and phone calls from people saying, you know, I came off, I had a terrible accident, the ambos turned up, and they thought they cut the jeans off me and they couldn't find, I hadn't lost any skin or anything, they couldn't believe it. And they kept writing and saying, you know, thanks very much for saving us, we really appreciate your product. And then I felt really responsible to keep this situation going, looking at developing new products, better protection. So now we've got the world's best laboratory down at Deakin University at Wirral Ponds, where we develop the world's best fabrics, abrasion resistant, burst resistant, tear resistant fabrics, light, breathable, comfortable, and we put on the inside of all of our clothes because we just want to keep that process going, because motorcyclists, I think, deserve to have the best protection when they're out there on their bikes. Look, most of the other copy products that are in the market, they just don't want to make the investment. They want to grab a bit of yellow stuff. Some of it's some of it's even just cotton, yellow cotton, and they just stick it on the inside and they just don't care. But that's just not our ethics, that's not our philosophy. Comfort's a really big part as well, because if you're not comfortable, you're not concentrating on what you need to be, thinking about, oh, I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable here, rather than concentrating, because everybody says motorcycling, you've got to be concentrating, 100% of the time, so that we're trying to make our clothes as comfortable as possible, but also if the worst comes to the worst, you've got the best possible protection. And you don't have to think very much about it. It's easy just to, grab a pair of our jeans or one of our other products and get on and get riding. You don't have to think about pulling on a very heavy, hot pair of leather things and what have you. It's just, so I mean, look, leather's got its place as well, maybe on the racetrack and things like that, but for the average rider who wants to go for a casual ride, out somewhere on the weekend or what have you, he doesn't want to dress up like, Valentino Rossi or something necessarily. He just wants to look pretty cool and casual and, but no, he's very well protected. A couple of years ago, I was at the big Milan motorcycle show. 700,000 people go to it. And an Italian came over to me and he said, I explained to him, and we were having a little bit of a difficult conversation between languages, and eventually he said, oh, I get it. The cow's not getting any smarter at growing leather. You guys with new technology, you can make products that are better than what the cow can. And I thought, he's got it absolutely right, and that's where we are. It was a very good analogy of, with the new fibre, new technology, these days we can produce something that's more comfortable, more protective than leather. And we're very fortunate because we've done, we've done a very good job. We are the only company in the world that is a licensee of DuPont, which who make Kevlar.